Hi and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my Titans. Welcome on back to my channel. There's Rocky. You don't get to see him very often. That's my cat, but there he is sitting on my chair. So you'll be able to maybe see him look comfortable the whole video. If you haven't joined my channel membership, you can do so by clicking the Join Now button below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you do appreciate today's case coverage, I really hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel at the end and also liking the video. That way it gets sent out to the algorithm further away and more people can enjoy it. So we are going to be talking and discussing the Idaho 4 case today. And with that being said, I wanted to show you guys a quick video. We're going to kind of go right through it because I've tried to record this video 4 times now and it's been a mess. But I wanted to get this information out to you and how I feel about it and my opinions on it. We did go over a lot in the live this morning, so if you missed the live, make sure you go back and you check that out. I do lives daily, so if that's something that you're into, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So we are going to be talking about the roommate of Kaylee, Xana, and Maddie. We're going to be talking about Bethany and Dylan today. So Dylan, in fact, saw the killer the night of the attacks. We just got that information from the affidavit that came out yesterday. She actually encountered a male suspect in black, clad in black, it said, bushy eyebrows, athletic, but thin build, about 5'10". So I want to show you guys this and try to explain why I think she acted and what she did and the way she acted the way she did. I know that a lot of people are saying right now, how could you have just froze and not have called the police and went back to sleep and a lot of things like that. So I want to go ahead and show you guys a quick video. And then after the video, I wanted to show you guys one other little thing. So let's see. I'll share this with you here and we're going to watch this and then I'm going to share something else with you when we're done. So stick around.
Brian Koberger, the 28-year-old accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students, making his initial appearance in Idaho on Thursday to face charges. As a newly released affidavit reveals, his DNA was found on a knife sheath at the crime scene and that one of the surviving roommates, quote, opened her door for the 3rd time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing. The male walked past DM, that's what the roommate's known as she stood in a frozen shock phase. Here to react is Callahan Walsh, the son of John Walsh and co-host of In Pursuit with John Walsh. Good morning to you, Callahan.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Good morning. Well, thanks for coming on. What does the affidavit tell you?
There's a lot of details in there that are coming out that we were unaware of just prior to this. A lot of important details, but a lot of bizarre details as well. I think what's important is that they were able to initially track and find out who the suspect was by the vehicle. They had used a lot of surveillance in and around that home to see that this car was coming in at these late hours and leaving the night of the murder. There's not a lot of cars coming in and out of that area at that time. They were then able to use a cell phone number that he had been given when he was stopped at a traffic stop prior to that, to then use historical data to then place his cell phone in and around that house 12 times prior to the murders, meaning he was stalking this house. Then the information in the affidavit about one of the victims seeing him in the home, it's a one more bizarre twist and one more bizarre piece of evidence in this already bizarre case.
You know, I remember as a child, we watched the Adam Walsh story, my sister and I, and we were very cautious when we were in malls and shopping. We were always close to our mom because of that. You and your dad went on to do amazing things and found America's Most Wanted. So many criminals are behind bars because of that. So you have a lot of experience in this. And also, as a mom, I'm always watching my daughter because I think about your brother. So as unfortunate as that is, you've changed a lot of lives and helped so many families around the country. So when you see that his phone was pinged at least 12 times, around that house, and then he came back the next morning, is that shocking to you, or do you see this often?
You know, what's unfortunate is it's not shocking to me. We see cases like this on America's Most Wanted previously, or our new show, In Pursuit with John Walsh. You know, these guys will go to any length to harm those that they want to harm. we live in a world with a lot of great people, but there's still a lot of dangerous individuals, especially in this country. We live in the greatest country on the planet, but there's still a lot of dangerous individuals out there, and it's about the public fighting back, using the power of the public, us all being aware, coming together to make sure that we can safeguard our children and our loved ones. It's hard to protect against a rogue lone wolf like this guy, someone who had his sights set on these victims, but we can come together as a society and help protect and safeguard those that we believe are our most precious, our women, our children. We need to make sure that we can come together and try to stop anything like this from happening again in the future.
Most of us, before you're married, you live in a house with a bunch of people because you usually can't afford the rent. What do you think happened here when that roommate came out and she said she saw him, she locked herself in the bedroom after that, but she didn't call police?
It's difficult for me to process that, and I think it's difficult for a lot of people to process that, hearing that information. We don't know what kind of state of mind she was in. And as you mentioned, she's living in this house. It's as quoted, a party house. A lot of things going on late at night in that house. Did she think this was a prank? Did she think this was just somebody who was unruly and getting kicked out of the house? Was this a fight between friends? Who knows what she thought in that moment? I can only imagine how terrified she might have been. It's unfortunate she didn't call until noon the next day, but we'll learn more. This is not something we're going to blame her. Do I think she's involved in this? Not at all.
Right.
However, we will find out more information, and that will come to light.
Yeah, hopefully they'll let cameras in the courtroom because we're all fascinated by this. We want to know why those four. Thankfully, he didn't stab the other two, but he came face to face with her and then walked out of the house, she says. So lots of unanswered questions still. But the cops did an amazing job. They were criticized by many, but then they were tight-lipped, and that happened to prove in their best interest. And now they have the guy behind bars, or the suspect behind bars at least. Callahan, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You can watch in person.
Okay, so I just want you guys to watch that, to get an understanding of what happened that night. So basically, Dylan had heard, she thought she had overheard Kaylee with Murphy, playing with Murphy up on the third floor. She came out of the room, didn't see anything. Then she thought she heard Zaina crying. She came out of the room, didn't see anything. The third time she comes out of the room, that's when she sees the man dressed in all black, wearing a mask, and that's when she sees his physical description. With that being said, he had to be very close to her. For her to see him, he had to have seen her. So my first question is, and it's still unanswered, why did he leave her live? Because if she can clearly see him, he should be able to clearly see her. And he walked right by her. I don't get it. So I want to show you a layout of the house too, really quick. That way you'll know. So this is the second floor. Dylan's bedroom was actually on the second floor. She did in fact move up to bedroom C. Bedroom D was Zaina's room. So if the killer is coming out of bedroom D, which is Zaina's room, going past that bathroom, coming out to go past the room C, to go to the slider door out the back, that would make sense. Maybe he didn't see her when he was walking by and she just caught a glimpse of him. I don't know. But this house is set up weird, so maybe he didn't see her. We don't know for sure. Another thing I wanted to show you is there are three different things that you can do when you are hit with a traumatic or dangerous situation. Those are fight, flight, or freeze. You'll either fight, which means you will stand up and you will fight and you will go after what the threat is. You will feel a tighten in your jaw, a grinding in your teeth, the urge to punch something. You will just want to go after that. That is fighting. The next is flight. That is when your body believes that you cannot overcome the obstacle at hand and your body is telling you to flight. If you can run, you're going to run as fast as your legs will let you go. You know what I'm saying? So that's flighting. Then the next is freezing. And this is what Dylan did. Freezing is when you are stuck in place. When something dangerous or traumatic happens to you and you are literally stuck in place and you cannot move. That's what I believe she did. Part of the freezing period, I'll say, and they don't tell you this on the internet, You will go back to sleep. You will do whatever you need to do in that instance to make this whole situation go away, to make everything better. And I believe that's what Dylan was trying to do that night. I believe that her body and her mind was telling her to shut it down, not to worry about it, and it'll go away. She's 20 years old. You've got to think about it. She probably has never been through anything traumatic like this in her life. So I just wanted to put this video out there. Try not to be so mean to her. I have good reasonings why I feel the way I feel. I've been in this situation, not like hers, but where you have to fight, flight, or freeze, and it was very traumatic, and it was on the live today, and I went through it. I won't go through it again on here, but I know what it's like to fight, flight, and freeze, all in the same. So with that being said, just be kind to people, be kind to each other. That's all I have for you for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5,000 Titans. Right now, we are at a current count of 3295, so we're just going up and going up. We were at 3283 this morning, so we've gotten some since this morning's live. So I will see you guys all in the next live. I appreciate you guys so much. Be kind to each other and just stay safe out there. Love you guys. Bye.